For your time, and good morning to you. Before we get into, how much Vodacom has cut their data prices, let's go back to 2019. What were some of the recommendations of the Commission for the Data Service Market Inquiry?
Well, the major one was price reduction. You will remember that inquiry found that both Vodacom and MTN were dominant in the provision of internet services data through data. And they were required to reduce their prices by anything between 30 and 50%, failing which the Commission would prosecute them. They then entered into agreements with the Commission that they would reduce these prices. They also agreed to offer some increased opportunities for access to the internet by zero-rating some of the websites, some of the sites, as well as providing discounts, particularly targeted at poor users. And so it was a package to promote access through primarily price reduction, but also various zero-rating of sites. And last year, this first round of reductions took place, where both MTN and Vodacom reduced their 1 gigabyte 30-day bundle from about 149 to 99 rands. And so this is now the second round of these reductions, where Vodacom is further reducing them from 99 rands to 85 rands per gigabyte, 30-day gigabyte.
Well, definitely there's some good news there for consumers. But overall, when we look at the reduction in percentage, how much has Vodacom dropped from 2019 until now with the second reduction that we're seeing?
It's been quite significant from where we come from, certainly. This represents about 43%. We've calculated how much it costed both Vodacom and MTN this. This is more than 3 billion worth of price reductions. In other words, this is 3 billion back in the hands or in the pockets of consumers. And also we are assessing this issue of access, zero rating some sites. It requires a little bit more work. We are assessing the extent to which it has assisted. You remember that this included schools, healthcare facilities. So we want to be able to quantify that to cost how much value has been returned to consumers in this manner.
Right. And when you talk about that, you remind me of the fact that not only has, the price sort of like been reduced, but also the data allocation has increased in some instances. When we look at the Vodacom 200 megabyte now, it costs 29 rand, whereas previously 29 rand could give you 150 megabytes. It seems it goes back to that particular focus you had in as far as smaller bundles are concerned, so that there's more affordability, and the majority of South Africans who are purchasing those smaller bundles can afford them.
Yes, I think you're making a very good point, because the price of that 29 rand may not show that the price itself is going down, but the amount of data that you get for that price is 50% more than what you used to get. So it's not just about reducing that price, but it's really about what you get out of that price. So you're seeing that a lot of those smaller bundles that people buy, and the findings were that, by the way, the people who suffered the most were the poor who bought these smaller bundles. So it's very encouraging to see that the people who will benefit from these reductions the most are those who are buying smaller bundles.
Right. And moreover, Mr. Bonnekel, I think it's quite significant to note that according to the Commission, I mean, you estimate that the consumer last year saved, approximately more or less 300 billion rands. That's a lot in terms of saving. And just also, how then do you aim or plan to continue this work to ensure that access to data continues to be even more affordable to South Africans?
Yes, this work continues because if you look at this agreement, we didn't announce last year that this was a glide path. We just announced a single figure, a single reduction, because obviously it would be price sensitive. We don't want to help operators to collude. But we couldn't therefore reveal everything that was in the package. But in reality, this is a market that we are looking closely, that we have prioritized, and people will continue to see our interventions in the near future. Some of the interventions are regulatory in nature. They are about promoting competition.
Right.
They are about better sharing of infrastructure, all of which will have positive results when it comes to pricing.
All right, well, we leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. That is, of course, Mr. Thembinkosi Bonakele, Commissioner at the Competition Commission of South Africa.